I'm a director of the Polar Bear International Film Festival. We are running this festival almost for 4 years here in Copenhagen. Every year we have a focus on the different topic in our festival, but from 2020 we get a grip with the group that we will focus just and only about the climate change, because we know it's a topic, it is get more and more important in our society and out of the Denmark also. Because of that, we want to take just focus in this category. In this year, in 2020, we received almost 1,800 film around 105 countries, which in different topic, which we had also COVID-19, communicate through picture and climate change.
Jeg vil sige tak til Rasmus, som er ansvarlig for den her tråd i forhold til Cinemateket, og Azad, som er direktør for det her Polar Bear International Film Festival. Så jeg vil ikke bruge mere tid på det, fordi vi skal skynde os at se filmene. Ordet er dit.
So just to sum up what Pius said, we've had so many submissions that it's incredible. We showcased half of the movies yesterday and the other half are going to be shown today. We've had an international jury consisting of jury members from Australia, from Bosnia and Herzegovina, again, very international. And the movies that you're going to see today, they range from different genres. You're going to have some animation, you're going to have some silent movies, and you're also going to see some documentaries. So those are, in a nutshell, the type of movies that you'll be seeing today. Without further ado, we just want to say enjoy, and yeah, that's it. Welcome once again.
Lige en lille ting vil jeg lige tilføje. Vi skal også sige tak til 0TV, vores lokale tv her i København, som står for at optage eventen og begivenhed her, både i går og i dag, og det bliver sendt til i lokal tv på et tidspunkt. Velkommen altså.
We have a cooperation with the Danish Film Institute, Cinemateket, and the Copenhagen Kommune Kurdish Institute in the Copenhagen. Our art director is Rauf Agai. He's cooperating with us for almost 3 years now.
Our main goal for running this festival was actually to get more attention from the global community for climate change and global warming. To illustrate our duty in this our lovely planet, we decided to show most our common issues in, of course, different perspectives, such as International Film Festival. I will also love to take this opportunity to say a very big thanks to the entire festival crew. It was really honor working with them.
This year we was visited from 4 countries around the world here in the Copenhagen, which we have a good discussion about the films here in the Cinematheque. First day was about climate change, and the second day of the festival is about the climate change, communicate through picture, and COVID-19. As I mentioned, from next year to 2022, we will just focus on the climate change, and our festival will be a festival just for climate change.
Mă ajută Dumnezeu să trec și peste asta. Și dacă nu, până la urmă, toți avem un sfârșit, nu? Din pământ ne naștem și la final tot acolo ajungem.
Omenirea nu s-a mai confruntat în istoria recentă. Vom trece cu bine prin această grea încercare dacă luăm imediat cele mai drastice măsuri și înțelegem cu toții că severitatea lor este pe măsura gravității perioadei pe care...
First question to you is, what did you like about the festival?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. We really enjoyed watching today's selection of the movies. I think I was wondering, and I think what I liked the most actually is that even though the festival was about many different topics like COVID or climate change, I think actually the topic that resonated the most was fear. The fear that we all went through in 2020, the fear of being isolated, of being lonely or missing out, being, I don't know, stuck at home, but being outside of house as well. And I like that the festival didn't turn away from this fear, but we rather faced it together today. So I really enjoyed that.
Hi.
What do you think, Rob?
What I like more about the festival, it was like it feel like very homey, very well organized, very close to you and to the persons, and also that you have the opportunity to talk with the directors. That is normally it's something that never happens when you go and watch a movie or something. So yeah, and also of course the topic, it was very how do you say it, like touchable, very actual. It's like what's going on right now. So it was a nice touch.
Did you have any favorite movie?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
well, there was one movie that resonated a lot with us because it actually presented our story. The movie that was called, what was the title?
Was it SK516?
Exactly,
Yes,
this
that's
one.
right. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
precisely the story that we went through,
That's
but
so cute.
yes. But instead of hopping on the plane, I went on the ferry, and instead of the car, Roberto picked me up on the motorbike. So, but basically the rest of the story was quite the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really touching. Yeah. That's really
It was nice.
touching.
Yeah, we were looking more. Yeah, we were watching the movie and looking. It's like we have to talk to her because this is about that. And also, I really like them. I'm really bad with names, but sorry. But the one with with the polar bears.
Yeah.
It's also because of the logo of the festival, but yes, the way that it's made, it was pretty good, and also it just tackled the situation with the immigrants and refugees and what's going on, and just because they look different, we kick them away, and it was very touching.
That's true. Thank you so much. I will actually say to the director, Mini, who made the movie SK516, that we have audience members who could really recognize themselves in the picture. Yeah.
Please do.
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I love your voice.
You do?
Yeah, it's. I don't know the word exactly, but it's relaxing. It's like you are relaxing.
Yeah, I am relaxing. I like your voice too. I'll see you soon.
What do you mean?
Well, what would you say if I were on my way to you now?
On your way here to Reykjavik?
Maybe.
But how's that possible?
I don't know. I would go on a plane. Or, I don't know, maybe that's not possible, but...
I would run outside.
You would run outside?
Yes, and get in my car.
You have a car?
Yes, everyone in Iceland has a car. And I would drive, and I would pick you up at the airport.
I wonder if there's any people at all on the planes.
Probably a few. For now, I would walk.
You'd walk?
Iceland is a small country.
Island ett litet land.
Island ett litet land.
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yeah. You know, I just feel like I know you.
You do?
Yeah. I feel like I know you.
Maybe you do. I'm imagining your skin, like how it feels to touch. It's like soft and grainy.
Grainy?
Yeah. Yeah. Granular comment exactly. I don't know the word exactly. You know, my English isn't the best. It's
There's nothing wrong with your English. Grainy. I mean, what do you mean?
I wish you were here so I could just kiss you.
I really wish I could come.
I'd be waiting for you.
What if you don't like me? You know, when we meet for real.
I was gonna like you.
What if you don't like the way I smell?
The way you smell?
Yeah.
I think I know how you smell. Like forêt d'été avec l'air rosé du matin. Yeah?
Stop speaking French.
Like we mentioned before, we had different categories in this festival this year. We had the category of climate change. Within that category, 2 movies got the special jury award. Those were The Dry Sea that we just saw, and then the movie called Migrants with the polar bears. First Look, which was the Italian movie, got the prize for overall best picture. And The Boy and the Owl got the prize for COVID categories best picture. So those are the winners of the festival. we've been so lucky this year that we have some directors present in the room. We wanted to invite directors last year, but we couldn't because of COVID-19. But this year, luckily, things have improved a bit. So today we have three directors in the room. We have Carlo. Yeah. Carlo, where are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Carlo Mihail, you made the movie Home Isolated. And we have Minnie Mertens, SK516, yes. And then we have Lokman Hasimi, who made Glass Room. You're there. Could I please invite you three to our tiny little stage here? We'll just have a chat for 10 minutes. And let's give them a warm applause. COVID-19. When the first lockdown came, we were all affected by it. And you can argue that it was something that the entire world has been affected by. Suddenly, we were all in the same boat. No one knew what was coming. No one knew what was happening. We had to adjust to new times. How did you find your creative spark in these times during COVID? Maybe you want to start?
I felt a lot of creativity actually because I had to entertain myself. So especially the first period for me became like a big creative process actually because I was lucky to have people that wanted to create stuff together. I did not do it alone. It was more, for example, this film I wrote during that period, and everything was created online. So it was a very different process, but it was like it kind of saved me during the period because then I had something to do. Because then there was no work and yeah. So that was I was very happy to have people to collaborate with.
Nice, and it all happened online, the collaboration.
Yes, everything, and that's pretty strange in a way to create a film in that way because film is made by meeting other people and so it's pretty strange to sit in your apartment alone with a screen and like we've all done in some way. Yeah, very strange but fun.
Yeah. Carlo, what about your process and experience?
Thank you for having us.
Of course,
first of
thank
all,
you for being here.
And it was quite a fun project because our teacher said, okay, you have a homework, so you should do for the exam. And the theme is home isolated, and you can come with whatever you want. So my friend, who is the cinematographer of the movie, forget it about it, and we just focus on other project. And with 24 hours before the exam, he said, tomorrow I have an exam, so I don't know what to do. And I was like, and now you're telling me that? I mean, you could tell me, I don't know, 1 week ago or something. So basically we did it in 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, because I got his homework, home isolated, and I thought about, okay, so I don't know, what's something outside of the box, or maybe something that no one sees, but that's really important. And I remember that in the isolation I had a printed thing that I can walk 1 hour per day, because otherwise I was not able to walk on the streets because it was isolation. So and I saw a homeless guy who was just with a cart and his dog, and he was like walking and nothing else. So and I thought about, okay, but what's he's doing, what's his life, what's his story, what's he's doing in this period of time. So I said, okay, I'm gonna write that on my telephone, and maybe someday I'm gonna make something. So with that homework I said, okay, let's do it. So we rent a camera. It was a really low budget, and I thought about every step to be less with less money. That's why we chose a voiceover. That's why we chose to shoot on one lens, so we should not change lenses or anything else. So basically, that's the story of it.
And then you had a movie.
Yeah, and then we had a movie. In the first place for the exam was one music that we got online, and then with my friend Vlad, who's here in the room, we went to him because he was at the University of Music in Bucharest, and we are friends since we were really young. So I said, okay, I have this movie. Can you do something? So we're not gonna be copyrighted or anything else. And he was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So yeah, this was the process of the movie.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you.
What about your process, Lukman?
Yes, I understand the English, but I know it for English. There's no problem I speak Persian too.
I'll translate. No worries.
اول خیلی ممنونم از دستاندرکاران جشنواره به خاطر این کوالیتی جشنواره، کوالیتی پخش فیلم و غیره. بعد من یک روز خونه نشسته بودم، دیدم دختر کوچیکم که بازیگر فیلمه داشت گریه میکرد. بعد رفتم حدوداً یک ماه که کووید 19 بود، من نرفتم سر کار، خونه بودم. دخترم داشت گریه میکرد، رفتم گفتم چیه بابا، چرا گریه میکنی؟ گفت که اگه مامان
we actually have his 3 kids in it, so they're the stars of the movie. And his youngest daughter was the one who came up with this idea, actually, because one day she asked her father, Daddy, what if Mom got hit by corona? What would we do? What would become of us? And that's where the creative sparks just lit up, and Lukman got the idea for his movie.
و متاسفانه ما توی دانمارک خیلی سخته یه باجه پیدا بکنیم برای یه فیلم کوتاه و یه گروهی هم پیدا بکنیم برای
So because of COVID and just, it's hard to find a crew that can work on this project with you. So what Lukman did was he, of course, got his kids on board, and he asked around in a circle of friends of who could help with producing the movie, and that's how he basically got help. The female lead that we see in the picture, the role of the mother, she basically just had one day to shoot, and everything else related to the movie, sound, post-production, was done in Iran. So again, we're looking at, collaboration through the internet, and that's how it was made. Lukman also touches upon what you said, Carlo. When you're in lockdown and you've been basically working, and now suddenly everything is just stopped, what are you going to do? And you got to keep yourself going, as you also mentioned, Minnie, and that became Lukman's project as well. Let me do something to kind of get out of it. We're still dealing with the aftermaths of COVID. Sometimes often it's discussed in literature, in cultural literature at least, that when an event happens, you need some time to distance yourself from the event, and then you can start making movies, art about that event. Did you feel the same with COVID? Did you feel that you wanted to wait to get some distance to it before you could start processing it in your art? Or were you like, okay, this is just happening, it's going on parallel with everything else in my life, and let me just do something about it? Do we sometimes need to wait to get distance in order to see a theme in movies? Or can you work on it immediately?
I think maybe both. Like we've seen now, so many beautiful films dealing with this theme, and then I guess we're going to see more in the years to come. Many, many more, because we're not done with it yet, and yeah.
So I think that this period of just put everything on pause, and it's working really good after you shoot the movie, because it's really great to just keep off your mind and don't think about it, because you're really subjective and you cannot choose a take because you're like, oh, but this one I like the actor, oh, this one was shot like that. So you need a little bit of pause between the post-production and the production. But about the subjects, I think it's important for the public to have the most common subjects that are now on the wave. I mean, if everyone is talking about COVID, I think there's a great period of time of making films about it. But in the next years, yeah, I'm sure there are gonna be a lot of movies about this, and I'm sure that everyone has changed a little bit after this period of time.
So true. Yeah. فیلم برای در مورد کووید، الان ما تو کووید هستیم. گاهی وقتا ما میگیم که ما یه فرصت میخوایم که همه چیز یه خورده دور بشه از هم، بعدا ما میتونیم در موردش کار کنیم. شما اینجوری یه حس داشتی وقتی این فیلم ساختی؟ شما هیچ وقت اینجوری فکر نکردی که من باید یه خورده منتظر باشم که کووید دور باشه تا من یه چیزی درست میکنم براش؟ هنوز زوده یا دیره یا چطوره؟
نه، من اینجا فکر نکردم. من فکر کردم فرصت خوبیه، چون یک ماه 2 ماه از کار بیکار شدم، همش تو خونه بودم. چون اگر میرفتم سر کار دیگه وقت نکردم. تقریبا 8 سال من یه فیلم مستند کار کردم با دوست عزیزم آقای آزاد کمالی فهم. بعدش دیگه هیچ وقت کار نکرده بودم، یعنی بیکار نشده بودم. این 1-2 ماهی که خونه بودم گفتم فرصت خوبیه، بذار از دست ندم وقت. به خاطر همین این کارو کردم. قاعدتا نباید کار بکنیم، چون این فیلم من 1 روز یا 2 روز کار داشت.
So basically, Luqman says it's never too soon, because suddenly not doing something while you're used to working, while you're used to making films, and you've been producing films in the past 8 years, it's like, okay, no, I have to do something. I have to produce it. And of course, you can wait. There will always be a better opportunity or better time with bigger budgets, with bigger production crew. But now was his time to do it. So according to Luqman, it's never too soon. You can work on anything you want immediately, especially if you have the chance to do it, as we did during lockdown. Yeah. Any key learnings for you during COVID? If you had one key takeaway from lockdown, what would that be? اگه شما میگی که من یه چیزی یاد گرفتم تو این کووید، اون چه چیزی هست که شما یاد گرفتید؟
صبر.
Patience. So Luqman is talking about patience. That's what he learned, and that's his key takeaway. What about you, Mini?
To live slowly.
To live slowly.
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
But this reminds me of what Tarkovsky said, that everyone and every young people should just learn to be lonely and to be precious about the time with yourself and with thinking about you and I don't know, your life or whatever you can do with yourself. So
wise words. Actually, wise words from all 3 of you, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions? Okay, let's give them again one more round of
Thank you for all the directors and filmmakers sent their film to us, and we hope continue cooperate together to make a good event here in the Copenhagen. And we will like also see all you here in the Copenhagen and sitting together, drink coffee and speak about art and film.